Hello friends, this is Rupesh and I'm watching C Beginners video series on C++, and in this video we'll be looking into this constant data members. So before this video we saw static data member and normal data members, what they are and how they behave inside your class. So this is a constant data member. So if you would have used somewhere like constant integer x is equal to 10, and if you're coming from C background, you might be knowing that okay, once you have initialized x with 10, you are done. You cannot modify this x now. Okay, so that much is pretty clear because you have created this x as constant integer, so you cannot change this once you have declared, initialized it. Okay, so that's what it is studying. They are constant, so cannot be changed once initialized. And yeah, there is a difference between initialization and assignment. So this is an initialization, and if you are doing something like this now, then this is assignment. Okay, so this is assignment, this is initialization. Keep that in mind for some reference. So this is the typical behavior of your constant variables. So let's see how this is done in your class. So for that we need to think about a class. So let's suppose your professor has given you a task to create a class of circle. So in circle property there is something called pi, and this pi value is, if you know, then it's good, otherwise this is a constant term 3.14 and something, but this is generally considered value for pi. So if you want to get the area of your circle, then it's pi r square. We know that, right? So if you have r, which is radius of your circle, then you can get the area of your circle, okay, by using this formula. So let's module this thing inside your class. So let's create a class named circle and constant float pi is equal to 3.14, and we'll be learning two type of initialization. First is initialize itself inside the class, like what I'm doing right now. I am initializing this constant inside class itself, and another one is you can initialize this constant from outside the class, that we'll see later. So your pi is done. Now let's go for your radius. Let's keep it integer, or even take this one as float, no problem. Radius, okay. And now you need some constructors. I hope you know what is the job of constructor. An integer a and r is equal to a. So this is what your constructor will do. It will take the value of circle c1, and let's make it 5.2. so your circle's radius is 5.2. There is one circle c1 and its radius is 2, and this will go here, so it should be a float. Okay, so now you're initializing a, which is 5.2, inside r. So you are ultimately having this r and pi inside your c1 object, and you have done initialization for r here, and your pi is initialized automatically. So no matter how many objects you create, this pi will always be 3.14 for all the objects. And let's get the area of your circle. So area is going to be get area, and what is the formula for this one? R into pi. So pi r square. So this is the formula for your area, and if you want to print that, let's print that c1 dot get area. Let's compile this one. Oh, what happened? Okay, yeah, actually I forgot to keep things in public section. Generally what happens, you keep your constructor and all the functions in public section so that you can call from outside your class. So this is your class and you are calling them from outside. Okay, so this you are calling not inside circle class, from outside class. So this should be in public section, and we generally keep data in private section. Okay, so we will discuss all these things a little later. For now, you just understand that we are calling this one, and let's compile this. So 84.9056. So this is your area. If your radius is this one, your area will be this one. And let's create another circle C2. Maybe you just give this as area 10, and you can get output for that. C2 dot get area, and let's compile this. So this is 314. Obviously 10 will get multiplied 2 times with 3.14, then it will be 314. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is this pi you have initialized inside class, and this is not gonna change for all the objects no matter how many objects you create. But there is a situation, and now I'm talking about this one, and this one is you can initialize your constant data member, which is this one, from outside this class. And outside this class means when you are creating the object, that time you can pass these values. Okay, so for that I need a little different example. Now I'll be taking the example of a phone class. Let's suppose you have a phone class, and we will not go for much details here. Just keep the phone name, and that's it. So phone name is a string type. Then let's create const string p name. Okay, and phone, and this is your constructor, and get phone name. This is a simple function. It will return phone name and just return phone name now. And one important thing is, when you are using initializer list to initialize from outside, there is a different method you will use to initialize your constant data member. That is called Initializer List. That topic is little big topic. I won't cover that, but I will show you how you will do that and you will understand it. So as I told, this is your constant data member, but you will not be initializing your constant member here. You will take it from here. So let's write that. So let's create phone 1 p1 and pass the name of your phone like Moto G4. This is your phone. Okay, so the property is, once your phone is created, you cannot change the name of that, right? But you can create different phones. So one time you will create P1, another time you can create P2. There you can write maybe iPhone 10. Okay, so this is another phone and its name is iPhone 10. Now once it has created, you cannot change that. Okay, so this is the logic. When you are creating the object, that time you are passing what is constant for you. So as this will end up calling constructor, and we have to create a constructor here. So as that is a string value, we have to take it as string str, and here comes the initializer list. Now notice this point here. There is this column and p name and this curly bracket, and inside that you just write str. Yes, this is the syntax for initializer list, and this is how you initialize your constant data member from outside the class. Okay, so if you want to check this, let's just print these values. Cout p1 p2 dot get phone name and just compile this. The same problem, I guess. I have not created inside public. Let's create this public and rerun again. What is this? Node candidate phone candidate expects 0 argument. What is this? This is string. Okay, see, now it is working. It should be string. I just did some typo here. So you have achieved setting your constant data member from outside the class. Okay, and once you have set this, you cannot change this. And if you want to see that, let's create another function which will change name. Actually, it won't be able to change that, but just I'm giving you the hint here. So we will get that name as str void. And if you want to change the name of your phone, like p1 dot change name, here you can write anything, my phone. Okay, so now if you will compile this, you will get the error. So we learned that this is not gonna work. Okay, so let's just remove this one. So we learn two ways of initializing your constant data members inside your class. First was inside your class itself. Let me go to that example now. See, this is your example. So first way was 3.14 was initialized inside your class because pi value will not change for different circles. It is a constant thing and it is constant for all the circles. So it was making good sense to initialize this one inside the class itself. But as we saw in the phone example, when you are creating different phones, they will have their own name, and after construction their name will not change, but that name should be coming from outside the class. So that we saw in that example, correct? And you learn what was the use of initializer list, and that initializer list looks like this one. So this is your initializer list, and you can use let me just do this. Yeah, and not only this, you can just use round bracket also here. That will also work. So there is actually a difference between this round bracket and curly bracket, but I won't discuss that here because this video is for students. The thing is, you have to remember these two things. That's it. Initializing inside class when it makes sense, initialize outside the class when it makes sense for this one, and initializing outside class requires initializer list. Okay, and yeah, one more thing, this initializer list work only in case of constructors. It won't work in normal functions here. Okay, so you can use this kind of things inside constructor only. And you might be thinking maybe some another data member is there, then what? So let's create another one, mem size. So you have memory slot and you will get memory slot size when you are creating this phone. So maybe Moto G is, I don't know, 32 GB and this one maybe 16 GB. They always have less, right? iPhone, I don't know why it's like that. Yeah, so as you have changed this one, you have to change your constructor now. So you will get it like A, and now you can initialize your mem size here only with A. So this is the syntax for initializing your number of data members inside constructor using initializer list. Just use comma here and keep on initializing. So the left hand side should be the data member what you are initializing, and right hand side of that should be what is coming from this here. Okay, so this Moto G is inside this str, and that str we are initializing into this p name, correct? So let's just compile this. We'll see no difference here. Moto G iPhone 10. Okay, so this code actually compiles, and I'm writing here using this curly braces and round bracket because you can use either round or curly or mixed like this. And don't forget this bracket here. And it's not like you cannot write anything inside this. You can write. Let me just give you an example here. Let's call it constructed. Okay, so once your objects will get constructed, this will print that. See, constructed Moto G4 and iPhone X. So that's it. It was very simple, creating different objects, passing the constant value from your object itself like this. And don't forget, you have to use this initializer list in order to initialize your constant data member, and for normal data members this is not required. Anyway, you can do this. This is good practice. This is little optimized way of writing your constructor, but you don't have to worry about that optimization. We will discuss these things when you will get little mature about programming in C++. Okay, so for now let's just keep this much. I hope you would have enjoyed this video. If you like this, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you are not subscribed yet, go for it. It would help you a lot. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.